All right, we want to return now to a story we covered yesterday with Robert Beaglehole from the Health Advocacy ASH group. And basically, the big tobacco have been caught out running a campaign online on social media called Save Our Shops, supposedly fronted by an Indian dairy owner from the Hutt Valley that ended up asking people to sign a petition against the government's plan to reduce the number of retail outlets for full-strength tobacco from 6,000 to 600 halfway through next year, and it's a done deal. And whilst it was kind of set up, unless you read the fine print, to look like an organic grassroots movement against these new tobacco restrictions, it actually turned out the whole thing was paid for by British American Tobacco and Imperial Brands, I think it was. It's a big sham. And the sort of stuff the tobacco industry was doing 20 or 30 years ago, and just pretty blunt, stupid, easily caught out stuff. But I thought as we covered that story, and by the way, the tobacco industry will not come on and be interviewed about this, I thought, boy, that is going to have an impact, though, on a number of retailers around the country, and how are they getting prepared for it and what's their attitude to it. So we decided today we would get on Sunny Kaushal. He's the chair of the Dairy Owners Association. He's been on before talking about perhaps the more serious issue of crime and ram raids, but he joins us again now. Sunny, nice to talk to you again. How are you?
Very well. Good morning.
All right, is this a big deal? 6,000 full-strength tobacco outlets in the country, around 6,000 at the moment. That's going down to 600. A hell of a lot of the people affected by that are going to be your members, aren't they?
There would be a lot more members affected, obviously. And then we do have concerns with a 2025 end date that leaves no time to prepare. We don't even know what the rules are and where and when they will be out. And also the campaign that you mentioned earlier, I'd like to clarify again. The Dairy and Business Owners Group, we have no involvement whatsoever with this campaign called Save Our Stores. We are concerned, some may think that this is connected to us, which certainly is not.
Well, Sonny, it was kind of set up by tobacco, and they won't come on to justify themselves. I think it was deliberately set up to create some confusion about where it came from, and the suggestion that it was dairy owners and the like who were behind that campaign. I think it's deliberate confusion.
Our approach is completely different. This is not obviously our campaign and not our website. I had a look at this website. It looks like from the color scheme, they got a cheap deal from the likes of Ended First website designer. And I'm not suggesting it's Ended First is behind this campaign, but with all seriousness, the current plan is to reduce retail in 2024 before low nicotine tobacco is introduced in early 2025.
Yeah. How reliant or how much of a driver are tobacco sales for dairy owners?
For a number of outlets, it's a significant deal. You would have read probably Z Energy report. It's somewhere on between 40 to 50% on some of the stores. But that's not the only thing that they are selling. The people who come to buy smoke or otherwise are also buying the grocery, the milk, the bread, and other stuff. Yeah. But what we are trying to do is, what we are telling the government is to change the post a little bit, instead of 2025, let's make it 2027 so that these business owners, they have some time
to transition,
to remodel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they should be able to sell the smoked tobacco products until end of 2026. That's what we are asking. And also what we are asking is the tobacco excise tax on low nicotine cigarettes. It should be set to zero from 1st January 2024.
So I just want to clarify, Sonny, most dairies will still be able to sell low nicotine tobacco or cigarettes.
They would be up to 9 months when this kicks off, but after that 9 months, it would only be low nicotine, nothing else, and that would only those 600 outlets would be able to do that one.
Okay, it strikes me, Sunny, too, if you're one of those 600 selling the real thing, it's a license to print money.
It is a lotto, a big jackpot for them, but also this would bring a huge crime wave. You can imagine, those 600, say probably one or two in a whole city, keeping all the kind of stocks.
Oh, they'll be making enough money to turn themselves into Fort Knox, though, Sonny. Sonny, how will it be decided who does get the full strength tobacco license?
Yeah, that's where the whole confusion is, because the end date is in 2025, and we have no time to prepare, and we do not know even what the rules are going to be and who is going to be eligible. There's a lot of confusion, and we are already coming to end of 2023.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and this is a wrong way around when low nicotine will be taxed while anyone can manufacture 5 kilos per person.
Is this past the point where a change of government might give you an opportunity to go to a new government and say, can we press pause on this and sort all these issues out?
Well, we are talking to the current government, and we will also talk to the incoming government so that we can get the extension in time and also some relief in taxes, which is the right thing to do if they can.
Yeah. Sonny, the other thing, though, and you mentioned crime and the issue of crime before, surely these new rules will reduce the number of ram raids on dairies. A lot of people say it is tobacco that drives ram raiders. That's if you like, the cash cow of a ram raid on a dairy. That's what you can sell and trade is the tobacco.
In fact, it is going to increase the crime, because then the number one, the gangs would flourish. They would run the black market because they are given a $2 billion market in a platter to run. And secondly, these 600 outlets, they would become the clear target. They would have to probably install the bulletproof glasses everywhere.
Yeah,
so the kind of the amount of the cigarettes and the stocks they're going to hold inside one shop is going to be very, very dangerous. Yeah. And also think about the delivery vans who are going to deliver. They would be carjacked.
Yep, I get you, Sonny, and I thank you very much indeed for your time. I think this is worth thinking and talking about. But just to clarify again, you've got nothing to do with the Save Our Shops campaign.
Not at all. Our approach is very completely different, and we like to talk to the government and authorities directly.
Good on you. Thanks, Sunny. Sunny Kaushal is chair of the Dairy Owners Association. Curious story, that.